and welcome to another episode of Late Night Thoughts. Now, I just wanted to come here tonight and not really share my thoughts, but to honor the life of legendary Yankees broadcaster John Sterling. Now, I'm sure many of you know, this morning he passed away at the age of 87. Now, for many of you who have been alive for as long as, I'm sorry, this is hard. For many, I'm sure you've grown up, you've heard John calling many a Yankee game over his 37 or more than that, for his legendary career. He was one of the best. He was what a broadcaster should be, what every broadcaster should emulate. I mean, as someone like me who wants to get into radio someday, I hope I can. But he is what broadcasting should be, and he was for so many years. Just one quick story. I remember one day I was at an art show with my grandfather in the village. No, I'm sorry, not the village, the Upper East Side. And I was in a park, just sitting down on a lounge chair, and I had the Yankee game on. My grandfather, God rest his soul, he had this little portable, like a little small little radio. It was about the size of like an iPhone or something. And I remember it was like a little battery powered radio. And I remember I'd have the game on, and I would hear John and Susan calling the game, and I don't know, it was just a wonderful little memory that I have. And all the days that I would come home from work sometimes and the game would be on, and like if it was an important game, I would listen to the game as I was walking home. And sometimes when I wasn't able to get the game on TV for whatever reason, I would pull up the game on the radio, and I would always hear John's voice, and he's synonymous with the Yankees. And it's very sad that, he's no longer here. I know it's hard. It's hard that when you turn on the radio now and you won't hear his voice. I mean, not that, no, this is not a knock on Dave Sims. He's a great broadcaster. He's phenomenal. I mean, he has impossibly hard shoes to fill. But he's doing a good job. I'm not saying he's not. He's doing a fantastic job, and may he continue to, honor, John Sterling's legacy. I'm sure he will. I'm sure this was a very hard broadcast for him tonight. Is Susan Wallman too? Jesus, Susan's been working with John for as long as I've known him, or as long as I've heard Yankee games on the radio. It's John Sterling and Susan Wallman. They were, as the Daily News called them, Mod Pa Pinstripe. And very, very fitting. He's basically the grandfather of, the grandfather of the Yankees. And Susan Wallman was the grandmother. No, not only the grandmother, but you know what I mean. They're those two, as far as radio broadcasting is concerned, they are synonymous with the Yankees, and nobody can replace them. No one can. No one can replace John Sterling. I'm sorry. I mean, Dave Sims, like I said, Dave Sims is a great broadcaster. He's doing a fantastic job. I hope he continues to do as wonderful a job as he is, as he's done and will continue to do. Susan will be Susan. I mean, she's a legend in her own right. She was the first voice, well, one of the first voices that you heard when WFAN switched from the 1050 to 660 a.m. I believe. No, I'm sorry. Not when that. I think is. I'm not sure exactly when that happened. I know the first voice that you heard on the fan was Imus, another radio legend. Rest in peace, Don Imus. But I know Susan. I think was she was synonymous with another like WFAN birthday. I think it was July 1st, 1987. I'm not sure what the significance of that is. I have to look it up, but she's another, pioneer of WFAN. But she and John Sterling have been working together certainly for as long as I've been alive. They've probably been working together longer than I've been alive. But whatever the case, it's just the John Sterling can never ever be replaced. I mean, Dave Sims has, like I said, Dave Sims has immensely huge shoes to fill. I mean, he's doing a fantastic job, like I said, but it's gonna be impossible to replace someone as legendary as John Sterling. But yeah, this is definitely a hard day for Yankees fans like myself. Just fans of radio like myself. I mean, I'm listening to radio my whole life. Like I said, I've been such a big fan of the business. I would love to get into the business one day. I'd love to have my own radio show one day. Not do play-by-play like John Sterling, but I've wanted to have my own radio show for a long time, and hopefully one day I'll be able to do that. But if not, I'll just do this. And this is as close to it as I guess as close to it as I can get. But I just want to come on and just share my thoughts and just good memories of all the great times or the great memories that I have from John Sterling, listening to him on the fan, and before the fan it was WCBS 880. But he was a legend, and may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace.